I make formulas, and we use the rasayanas, we use rishtams, a whole grouping of different types of approaches to the herbs, but the mostly we use a powdered form and make formulas with those and have people take them in various different ways depending on where on their condition. And that, so sometimes we're having them take it with honey and ghee, and sometimes we're having them just soak it in water, and various types of things. We have something we call an anupan, or a facilitator or a carrier that helps to bring the herbs in. And so that's how we usually work with them in terms of how we put them together, and that, or how we decide, what's appropriate. That's where that comes into that looking at the whole picture. And we start with, who am I talking to here? And who is this for? And what are they experiencing? And where are they in the stage of things? And then we start from there. But there's some particular things that we work with in terms of, what, for example, what dosha am I going to balance a particular dosha first, or am I going to just work on all three, and what's happening with that? And it's that part is actually fairly specific, and most of the time works pretty well. But again, there's a thing in Ayurveda that we have, which is that they'll say, if you ask somebody a question about it, the answer is, it depends, because it always depends on the context. And so we say we're not one size fits all. And although this person may have liver problems going on, and they're experiencing these kinds of things, and that I'm still have to look at the total picture of them, and it might not be the same as what someone would give to me or somebody else. So and then the way we put the herbs together, actually, we look at the qualities of the herbs, and we have primary and a secondary, and then just some supporting herbs for mostly to facilitate the digestion of it.
Yeah, it seems to be Ayurvedic formulas. They're good in that way. They always focus on the digestion, which I guess you could call the envoy herbs in Chinese medicine. But it's just the fact that Ayurveda actually, like, it stops getting elusive and really just actually talks about digestion. Are there any herbs you find, even though it goes so individualistic, are there any herbs or formulas that you just find lots of people in the community are just taking on a regular basis as a part of their lifestyle?
Yes, I do. There are a lot of them. And these days, the most fashionable ones are ashwagandha, Brahmi being Bacopa or Gotakola, or and then with the ladies, it's often Shatavari. These are, and these are all great herbs, and sometimes it'll work that way if you're just taking it. But then what we look at that's so significant is the amount that you're taking, the dosage, and then what else are you doing? What is it being combined with? And so those kinds of things, I think, are pretty significant. But sometimes people have they have some nice success with that. But again, I always hope for more, that we start to look at, how did I end up here? And what do I need to do to not end up here again, so that I feel like I have to take the ashwagandha or the whatever.